Do you find you keep sabotaging your weight loss journey? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that you can do to stop the self-sabotage. So hi, I'm Vanessa and I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and I talk about all things the emotional and psychological side of eating to help you on your weight loss journey. So before I get into it, please click on the bell, click the subscribe, and let's get started. So why do we though self-sabotage? Well, it can be a form of, avoidance, lack of belief and fear even. And the thing is, on the outside, our conscious brain is going, yes, John, I want to lose this bit of weight, because when I'm able to lose this bit of weight, then I can do all the things, that I wanted to do. Wear this really nice dress, go and do this activity. And so on the outside, on our conscious brain is going, yes, this is exciting. But inside, our unconscious brain might be going, no, this doesn't feel right. I don't know. We're stepping outside of the comfort zone. We're taking off this cloak, aren't we? This invisible cloak, which is this extra layer of weight that we've been carrying. And our unconscious is stepping into the unknown, or it's stepping into a world of hypotheticals where, what would happen if, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Oh, I don't like this. And all these sort of fears come up. And then what happens is our unconscious, doesn't like it. And so hence what we do is we unconsciously sabotage our excess. So how can we stop it? Well, here are 5 ways. The first step is recognition. So recognize when you are self-sabotaging. So self-sabotage might be something that we go about on a really positive day. So we're eating really well, and then an emotion might happen, something might happen, and then we find ourselves turning to food. And self-sabotage could be in the form of eating poor choice food, so it's not very good for you, eating like a lot larger than you would do, doing negative self-talk, or talking yourself into something that is a bad choice, or out of something that is perhaps good for you. So all of these forms, plus you might have another form of self-sabotage, and if you do, I'd love to hear what it is for you. Put it in the comments below so we can discuss it. So if you find yourself, doing one of these patterns, so it's out of the norm, or it might be the norm for you, then recognize it and start to question, am I sabotaging my success here? In other words, if you're eating that cake, is it helping you on your weight loss journey? No. If you're eating, something that you shouldn't, if you're eating double portions, is this helping my weight loss? No. So that's the question to ask. Is it helping me? So mindfulness can really, really help here. And this is where you are paying, real close attention to your feelings, your emotions, and your patterns and what you're doing, and then just questioning your patterns without judgment. So if you haven't seen my mindfulness videos, I will post it up here and put it in the comments below. Second is get curious. So be like a 3-year-old, and we want to be constantly going, why? And so when we're curious, we are coming from a place of wanting to find out why, what's causing it. And we want to then make it perhaps better. So we're coming from a place of, empathy, from understanding, openness, no judgment. So for instance, let's say that you have a dog at home, and that dog then, goes to the toilet in the corner of your room. What you could do is scold the dog and, and send it out. And would that help? Well, no, it probably might not help, because then if you actually were to get curious about it, you'd be like, well, why did the dog do that? That's not usual for the dog. Was the dog not able to get out? Was the dog, ill or something? And then you can start finding out, and then you can come to a solution or try things so that your dog can then go outside. So you then end up, with a happier dog, but also a happier you. So that's what we're looking to do with getting curious. It's really switching mindsets from being judgmental, harsh on yourself, which does not help. It just serves to make us feel worse. So it's coming then to a place where we're like, oh, I wonder why. Why do I eat that amount of food? Why did I go for that cake? Why did I want to eat the whole bag of crisps or those whole bars of chocolates? Like, why did I go for 5 instead of 4, I wonder? And that's it, like going, I wonder, why is that? Why is that, I wonder? And it's just almost being curious instead of, oh God, why did I have to eat that bag of crisps? All right, so just flip the mindset and just notice how you feel about yourself, because we're looking to feel better. The third one is questions, right? Really question yourself. But this time what we're doing with questions is we are going below that surface answer. So with the last one being curious, we started to ask ourselves, like, why did I eat that piece of cake, with that curious mind? So now we want to go a bit further and go, well, why did I eat that piece of cake? And it might be, well, I didn't want to feel left out. You know, it was there, it was looking at me going, eat me, it was screaming my name. Now, the questions we can ask ourselves, is that really true? Right? Was it really screaming my name? Okay, and only you can answer, right? We're not looking for judgment here. So is it true? What is it about my thoughts that are true? And then the next question is, what is it about my thoughts that are not true? All right, so that you can answer it to go, well, actually, it's not true that I had to eat that cake. It's not true that I believed I was perhaps going to be left out if I didn't eat the cake. And again, it's like reserve the judgment. You're just going below that surface. And then what would you like to be true in that situation? And like to be true is, well, I would like to actually not eat the cake and not feel left out, or, you know, feel okay with it. That's the truth that I would like to feel. So you're almost like mentally rehearsing that situation. So questions to also ask yourself is, you know, what would have happened if you had have eaten the cake, or what wouldn't have happened if you had have eaten the cake? What wouldn't have happened if you hadn't eaten the cake? Have a little play around with the questions, and you're just noticing what the answers are to go below the surface. And really, it's all about understanding yourself better to come up with a better solution for yourself. So number 4 is new behaviour. So now that you've gone into the questioning, you want to then start imagining a new behaviour for these situations that keep arising for you. So the situations that arise, you know, like going out and then you seeing cake and you eating cake, or going into the car and you picking on all the sweets. This situation will probably arise again and again and again. And what we're trying to do is then, once we've questioned and found out a bit of a deeper reason as to why, or what would happen if and what wouldn't happen if, is to come up with, like, you remember the question we asked, you know, what do we want to be true in this situation? So how would we like to behave in this situation? And now we then need to sort of mentally rehearse. So we perhaps need to go through a mental rehearsal and visualize ourselves of how we want to behave and how we want to be in that situation. And then what we're doing is really rewiring our brain to this new behavior, and also getting our brain used to that behaviour. And so then the questions that you can ask yourself here are, how would it benefit me with this new behaviour? So if you're like saying, well, actually it's going to benefit me because I'm going to not be putting on weight, I'm going to be eating healthier choices, I'm going to be leaving like the cake behind, then if it's a positive for you, then you're like, right, this behaviour is a plus. And also you want to perhaps then be asking, how is this new behaviour going to affect me in the future? So if it's going to be affecting you in a positive way and you can find, you know, your way around it, then definitely try it out and go with that behaviour. And then lastly, 5 is practice that behaviour. So you need to practice it, because what you're doing is you are then firing up all those, you know, neuro connections in your brain that you've just sort of put together for this mental rehearsal. But the more that you can, you know, mentally practice it, those connections are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. You know, when you drive somewhere for the first time, you really need to focus, you need to concentrate on your sat-nav if you've got it going, and you need to sort of then perhaps picture you know, landmarks along the way. But then once you've done it so many times, how many times do you get in a car and then you get there and you're like, I can't remember getting here, oh my gosh. Because it's so, like, you know, etched in our brains, it's so rehearsed that we then don't need to consciously think about it. And that's what we want to do with this new behaviour. So you want to really mentally rehearse it. So when you get to the real thing, it's really easy to carry out this new behaviour. So let me know. I'd love to know what new behaviour you are going to be mentally rehearsing to, you know, practice with your self-sabotaging moments. So put in the comments below. I would love to know, and thank you so much.